Welcome to this screencast. I am Mr. Gauvin and I am using Microsoft Word to structure and to navigate a large document for GCSE coursework. If I show you what we'll achieve by the end of this screencast, by clicking in the View tab on Navigation pane, this appears on the left of my screen and lets me navigate directly to another part of the document. That part of the document is automatically done for me, this form of hyperlink, when I select one of the headings here from the Home tab. So if I go back to the top and I'm going to delete all of this to show you how to construct this. I'm going to activate the show the hidden characters here by clicking on that little pie button from the Home tab in order to see the new lines and, most importantly, in order to delete the page break. I'm unclicking it. So to start with, I've got a main heading for my introduction and for the final evaluation. And this type of coursework, there is a lot of different cycles, one cycle after another, in order to build up in stage development a project. Each cycle will have a design phase, an implementation phase, testing, and then you move on to the next design cycle. Now these right now are plain text shown as normal up here. Now, I don't want them to be normal. I want them to be sub-chapters of cycle 1. So I can click on heading 2. If you don't really like the look of heading 2, you can choose a lower one, but for my purpose, heading 2 is fine. Notice how on the left, those subchapter titles now appear into your navigation and they're indented. And I can even hide subchapter titles by clicking on that little triangle here. In fact, between my design and implementation, I'm going to plan the tests. So with a mouse on that line, I click on heading 2, it becomes a heading and it appears here in the navigation pane. Before copying and pasting cycle 1, the whole of cycle 1, in order to have more than one cycle for this piece of coursework, let's insert some page breaks. Just before cycle 1, I go to the Insert menu and I choose Page Break. And then I click on Final Evaluation down here, and just before my title for Final Evaluation, Insert Page Break. So already, if I scroll up and down, my documents, even though I have not yet done any screenshots of evidence of work I'm doing, I've not written anything, but you can see that the document already has got a structure. Next, I am going to copy all of this and paste it. Let's say I want 4 separate cycles. I go to the second cycle, I'm going to rename it to cycle 2, and this one will be 3, and this is 4. I can go just at the start here and then insert another page break. I click on cycle 3. You can see how already I'm using the facility I've got to navigate my document. If I scroll up and down, you can see that it's starting to build up into something that has a structure, even before it has content. I'm missing a page break before the final evaluation. One last thing I want to show you with this screencast, the tests, if I am using a table, so a bit of writing, I am going to test my code with a normal, abnormal, and extreme values. So I've got a piece of text here to explain what's going to happen in that section of my coursework. And the test, I'm going to use a table. So let's insert a table. And then we're going to say test number. Then we're going to be say, what am I testing? Something to that effect. Values, normal, extreme, abnormal. Pass, fail. So all test tables are roughly done this way. But this is a little bit narrow for the purpose of testing. If I want this test table to be wider, I'm going to need to set this page and this page only as landscape. Let's zoom out so you can see better what's going to happen next. And go back to the Home tab and show the invisible character. So here I have a normal page break, and here also a normal page break. Fair enough, that's how I've set it at first. Now I'm going to go to the Layout tab, and in the Layout tab select Breaks, which gives me much more choice than a standard page break. And what I want is a section break that also moves to the next page. One at the end and one at the start. So from the Layout, Breaks, section break, next page. Because it is a section break, I can apply very different formatting just to this section without affecting the rest of the document. And the formatting I am after is to change the orientation from portrait to landscape. You can see immediately that thanks to the section break next page, only this page with my table has moved to the landscape orientation. The rest of my document is still portrait. But now I can make the whole table a lot wider, which gives me more space to list my tests. What I need to do though, oh no, it's all right. So here I've got together a page break and a section break next page. So that's nice, it's recognized I'm doing that. But here, it's not put them together. So I'm going to select this page break and press delete on the keyboard. So I'm back to going from my testing. So this was my final testing, then implementation, and then straight on to the next cycle. All right, while we are talking about testing, what I need to do here after the table, I'm going to just list the test I'm doing. Test 1, test 2. There's no need for any explanation. What I would put here are just the screenshot for test 1, 2, and 3 as proof that I've done the tests. If I go back to the Home tab and unclick show all the invisible characters, zoom in a little bit so we can see better how my document is at this moment in time, I can click on the navigation panel to introduction to go back to the top. And this is what I've done very quickly, just using standard headings from Microsoft Word, the navigation pane, and also showing you different options in the layout. Now, with this, I look forward to assessing fantastic coursework that will look great using these principles.